Today I make boss moves. I do not fear the unknown. I am clothed with strength and dignity. I laugh without fear of the future. Today I make boss moves. I was called to rock with the best of them, chosen to live life unlike the rest of them. Today I break cycles and generational curses. No longer living in defeat, I stand on the firm foundation of Jesus. I will not be shaken by the cares of life. I speak to mountains and they move. I decree a thing and it's established. Oh, that's a queen thing. My gifts make room for me and bring me before those that would catapult me. Every day I am on my face. That's the only way to finish this race. Today I make boss moves. So today, is May 31st. I went to an event this morning called Mega Speaker. I found this event on Facebook. It was something just going around through Facebook, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll sign up. So I signed up, and then come to find out, my kids got out of school this week. So I had no one to watch them. So I had just kind of was like, oh, you know what? I ain't going to stress about it. If I can't make it, I can't make it. So my friend Ida, she calls me. Well, I keep saying she called me. She did not call me. She sent me a message through Messenger. And she was like, she sent the actual link to go on to this this organization's website to sign up for the free speaking event. So I had told her, I said, you know what, I did that weeks ago, but now I don't have a babysitter, so I won't be able to go. And God, she told me that she would watch Serenity for me. Okay, so you know when stuff like that happen, you being that Christian believer, you like, that was God, that is God, that is nobody but the Lord that allowed that to happen that way. Okay, so I'm excited. I'm ready to go and get tips. I'm ready to find out what this event is all about. So they had some good pointers within, just showing within their link. So it just seemed like it would be something that would catapult anyone into speaking as a woman. So of course, anytime any event is free, you already know that that they're selling something. Anytime it's free, they are already selling something. You know that right off the bat. But I went anyway just to see, and yeah, I went. And as I'm there, everything is going good. I mean, we got good pointers. I mean, he going hard. The first guy was awesome. Getting a lot of good tips. Great things being said. Great tips. Getting it all right. Writing everything down. Got my notes. I'm like, man, this is some good stuff. But it was more so, they were talking about, how to brand yourself as far as like, what your Facebook and things should look like. Sorry, you guys, I'm getting messages and everything. And what your brand should look like, and the things that you should do to that makes you stand out as a business owner. I was feeling it. I was digging it. Okay. So then the man of the hour comes and stands up, and he's good too. He's amazing. He's talking good until he said 3 things you don't talk about. You want to know what those 3 things are, y'all? Politics, religion, and Donald Trump. I can go with you with the don't talk about politics. In a way. I can go with you with the don't talk about Donald Trump, or we won't put our mouth on anyone in office. I can definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, go with that. But even though religion, everything that I do is based around my Father. I live and I have my being in my Father. He threw me with that one. so, and they laughed. You know, a lot of people laughed about it because he put it in joke form. I get it. He's like, stretch your niche to a broader audience and then narrow it down. I get it. But not for the kingdom. It's not the kingdom way. If I took God out of what God created for me, I won't be able to move forward. So okay, so as we're moving forward, he sold some DVDs for a very expensive price, I'll say, for DVDs. It's not even a coaching session face to face. And granted, we know coaching can be expensive. We know this. We know this without a shadow of a doubt. We know this. We know that coaching can. I'm a life coach. We know that coaching can be very expensive. But what they were offering, I noticed, and this is not to bash, but, and that's why I'm not giving any information about who it was, saying any names or anything, because I'm very conscious about even discrediting anyone, because what may work for someone else is not going to work for me. So this plan and this person and this company may work for others. It's just not going to work for me and Women of Now Faith. So that's why I won't discredit them. So, what was I going with this? I done tripped now. I got to catch up. So, what was I about to say? My goodness. Oh, so the catch was to get you a celebrity interview. I noticed a couple of things. A lot of the celebrities that were being interviewed were older actors that careers were boosted in the 80s and 90s and things like that. So in early 2000s, I'll say. 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, their careers were boosting. But at the same time, I get it. That's often even a great and awesome plan to do, right? So like I say, this plan will work for some, but not for me. And so I just noticed, you know, if someone is going to pay that amount, I'm not going to allow anyone to teach me not to talk about my father. I just can't. I just won't. Now, like I say, they gave out some amazing pointers when it came down to branding and marketing. And I think that us being children of God, we could take stuff and add and tweak it and do stuff with it to make it our own. It's good stuff. And it'll be us, you know, doing it ourselves. So, some of it I've heard before, but just not in the content and context that they used it. They broke it down to maybe just a little simpler form than I've heard it before, because couple of things I've heard before. And one thing that I did, they told us to make a video testimony of your mentees or coachees or things like that, and I did that. So that helps, right? It helps. Hello. Check it out too, y'all. It's on my YouTube. But I would never, ever, 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 ever pay anybody to stop me from talking about how I got to where I am. I'm nothing without him. And I know, I get it. I understand the fact that, you know, sometimes when you are working in the world, they don't want you to talk about Jesus. But why would I deny? See, one thing about me, God can give me more favor than man can give me. And the problem is with our generation, and even with some that step out, that try to step out with something of God, and they begin to fall back and do things the worldly ways because they don't trust God's favor. They more so trust man's favor. But I am in a place, call me crazy, call me whatever you want to, but I am believing God that I have a God idea and not a man idea. And the fact that God is going to send the people, he's going to send the favor, he's going to send the multitudes, he's going to send everything that I need because I trust him to do it. He gave me the idea. He gave me the idea. Why would I need to trust man? Because that's what happened. That's the fear. That's the fear, you guys. That's the fear right there. The fact that you feel like because you use God, that God is not enough. You got to take God somewhere out of the equation so that you can get what you think you desire. But if I decree and I declare, as we leave God in the midst of what he has created us to do, if we leave God in the midst, he won't leave you in a place where no one will sow into you. He won't lead you in a place where you won't have favor. Let me tell you, when I started Women of Now Faith, and as a non-for-profit, even a person that I had on my team, you guys, told me, people don't want to give to faith-based organizations. I get it. I understand that they don't. But who God sending me to? I trust God more than I trust man, and God is going to give me favor with him and with man, because if I got favor with God, I got favor with man already. But if I'm worried about favor with man first over God, guess what? I have already lost the plan of God. I have already lost my position. I'm not going to lose my position because of a man-made thought or lie, or because, see, that's the enemy's deception. That's the enemy's deception. If you use God within your organization, that you won't receive the funds. That's what shut everybody else down now, because you won't stand up hard enough. Of course, they don't want you to use Jesus. It's a tactic from the enemy. Of course, he don't want you to use your father's name. Of course, he don't want you to use your people. Of course, he don't. Of course, he doesn't. Because you are a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. That's your people. That's your people. But the enemy, the enemy is the one who wants you to believe that you can't use God's name to prosper in your business, in a business idea that he gave you. Why would God give you a business idea and not prosper you in it? And tell you, I'm gonna give you this idea, but you can't use me as your advertisement. You can't use me as the CEO, because he's really the CEO of all of our business. He is, not us. We are just his vessels, his vehicles to get his plan put out into the earth. So help me understand, why do we believe man-made laws? If we are citizens of the kingdom of heaven, then those laws don't apply to us. Those laws don't apply to me. Why? Because I got favor with God and with man. I'm different. I'm unique. I'm special. I was made in his image. I was made in his likeness. Beautifully and wonderfully made. And through him I triumph over all things. Not some, but all things, y'all. all things. If God gave you a plan, why he won't provide the provision? Our mandate is from heaven to advance the kingdom of God. So why would we leave the kingdom of God out of anything that he has told us to do? If you are not advancing the kingdom of God, you are not walking in your purpose. You're doing something, but is it your purpose? Huh? From the beginning, when I started Women of Now Faith, my declaration will not change about the fact that God gave me the vision and he's going to provide the provision. My declaration will not change. It will not change. It won't change. God's promise is yes and amen over everything that he promised me, over everything that he said to me. So why would I turn my back on him just to get a funding when he could fund better than any governmental funding? Baby, God gonna prosper Women of Now Faith to the point where we won't have to worry about a governmental grant. Do you understand what I'm saying? And see, and if we all, not just Women of Now Faith, but anybody who have the faith in him to do it. Faith worketh by love, because when we love the Father and we know that the Father loves us, no weapon formed against you will prosper. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Believe that. That's all I got for y'all tonight. Make a boss move and decide to live for God, and decide to run your organization the way that God has told you to. Be a boss. Run your organization the way that God has told you to.